Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review on these Everlast Protex 3 Pro Fight Gloves. So stay tuned. Okay guys, so today we're going to do a close-up weigh-in and review on these Everlast Protex 3 Professional Fight Gloves. I got mine in 10 ounces. Full genuine leather glove that's made in India. I got this in the maroon, gray, and yellow color scheme. Give you guys a close-up of the glove. It has that standard Everlast logo on the back. The leather on it's pretty nice actually. It has like kind of a nice thick feel to it. Really similar to like Indian and Pakistan made gloves. You can see the grain of the leather. And kind of has a satin feel and look to it. It says Protex 3 on the thumb. The big feature of this glove is this is definitely going to be more on the protective side when it comes to a pro fight glove. You have that C4 foam infused wrist support, which to me is probably one of the best wrist supports in a fight glove I've tried thus far. And I know a lot of you guys aren't big fans of Everlast, I get it, but for a glove with wrist support like this, it's actually really, really nice. So I'll go into more detail here in a second about that. But you have that Everlast liner that's in yellow. It's kind of like an EverDry material, the yellow laces. Obviously the stitching has a lot to be desired. Not the cleanest, especially in the areas like where the thumb meets the index finger. You can see it's pretty messy right there. And some inconsistencies with the padding along the thumb, which I'll kind of go in detail. You have ventilated holes on the thumb right there and a medium grip bar that's actually pretty nice. It doesn't collapse down on you, but it says Choice of Champions right there, and there you have it. So again, you have that Protex style foam that's integrated into the wrist support, and kind of give you guys a close-up of the other glove as well. And again, some of the stitching that's not the best, or you can see kind of they went over and into the actual leather of the glove right there, kind of the seam on the U-turn between the thumb and the index finger. And here's more of the palm side, and obviously the C3 foam wrist, inside liner. One other thing I noticed is the tag is missing on the left glove, so I don't know if it got ripped off or if it was never even stitched in to begin with, but kind of just show you that there's no tag on the left glove. So let's go ahead and put these on the scale, see how much these weigh. Hopefully they're at 10 ounces. We shall see. So the right glove, excuse me, is right at 9.4, 9.5 ounces. So a little underweight, about ½ ounce. Let's check out the left glove. And about 9.5 ounces as well. So at least the gloves are exactly the same weight. They're just a ½ ounce underweight. I don't know as far as like sanctioning bodies go when these are certified for a fight, whether or not that ½ ounce is something that they would not allow to happen. But there you have it, 9.5 ounces for both gloves. Let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm going to be doing a review on this Everlast Protex 3 Pro Fight Gloves. I got mine in this maroon, gray, and yellow color scheme. 10 ounces. You can also get it in black and gray as well. 8 ounces, 10 ounces, or 10 ounce XL. The XL model is going to be the same weight. It's just going to have a little bit more of a roomier hand compartment to accommodate those of you that have larger hands. Now, the Protex line of gloves has been around for a really long time now, and it's probably one of the older generation model of gloves that Everlast offers. Obviously, they have their Elites, their MX, their Power Locks. They have several different lineups, and the Protex line is definitely one of their oldest. But that's not to say that these aren't solid gloves, because there's definitely some redeeming qualities with this glove, which I'll talk about here in a second. But you can see that this maroon color actually looks pretty sharp. I like the look of the glove. Obviously, these being fight gloves are more compact, but they're very similar to the Protex 3 training gloves that I did a review on years ago. I had a pair of the blue colored ones that are now discontinued in that particular color scheme. And these are basically a miniature version of their training gloves. The whole premise of it is going to give you a lot more protection around your knuckles as well as your wrist support. So typically fight gloves don't put a lot of emphasis on wrist support, obviously for weight reasons, but typically you don't have a lot of padding around the wrist when it comes to fight gloves. And that's not to say that they're not protected, because when you're getting into a pro level fight like that, obviously the biggest thing is going to be your hand wraps, how well your hands are wrapped up. Obviously they're taped up, and then you put your hands in the glove. These gloves are laced up, and then from there they tape the gloves off as well. So there's several layers of protection when it comes to your wrist support. But the C3 foam that they use in this Protex glove gives you basically another layer of wrist support, which is really nice. So if you've had hand injuries in the past, or you have a clicker, like I like to call it, like my left hand, I've always had this issue where depending on the angle I turn my wrist, I get kind of this clicking feeling. And maybe it's something to do with the bone or the ligament. I'm not too sure. I'm not a physician, or I'm not in healthcare, but it does cause a little bit of pain. So having gloves with really good wrist support, especially if you're using smaller gloves like these for training, if you're doing mitt work, or you're even hitting the bag, you really want to protect your hands. Obviously, those are your number one assets when it comes to boxing or any kind of combat sport. So looking at the glove, these gloves are full 100% genuine leather. They're made in India. The leather quality on here, you can see, it's actually pretty nice. And it has more of a satin look to it. It uses the C3 foam throughout the entire glove. So basically that's just a multi-layer foam that they use in here. But you can see it definitely has more of a denser look to it and feel. So it's not like a really broken in puncher's glove where you can really sink your fingers down into the foam. It says Everlast right here on the back. Pretty standard. Protex 3 on the thumb. Really similar logo to their MX line, except the MX actually has the Mexican eagle right here. So look kind of similar to that, where it'll say like MX and then it has the Mexican eagle there. So they kind of have a very similar look when it comes to that logo. You do have a leather attached thumb. The palm side has the gray leather with the medium-sized grip bar. That's actually pretty nice. It doesn't collapse, which is really good, so you can feel it when you make a fist. Ventilated holes on the thumb. You have that same maroon piping on the palm side. And then you have obviously the triple cuff design, which again, you don't see in fight gloves. So when you lace these up, the laces really lock down into the channel of that wrist support. But the big thing about that, aside from locking your laces down, is going to be the amount of padding you get around it. So basically it's a circular cuff, and you're getting maybe about 3/4 of an inch of padding around your wrist, which is kind of unheard of when it comes to a fight glove. So you have that. It's really nice. You have another Everlast logo at the bottom of the cuff. You can see the piping around it is maroon as well. Yellow laces that have a decent amount of length to them. Quality of the laces are really nice. They're circular, they're not flat. And then lastly, the inside liner, which is kind of that ever dry material that they use, or ever cool. And then you also have the tag where it's manufactured right there. So as you can see, definitely more of a compact glove. Quality wise, these gloves are average. The best feature when it comes to quality is going to be the leather and the liner. The worst feature when it comes to quality is going to be the stitching by far. I mean, you can see areas like I showed you guys earlier in the close-up of the gloves where, it looks like the stitching was done super quick. They just kind of rushed through it. When you're looking at other companies that have a higher standards, something like that definitely wouldn't pass their quality inspection. These gloves wouldn't even go out. These would probably be tossed to the side or cut up and redone. But something like that where the stitching just looks pretty shoddy, to me wouldn't pass. You can see also the stitching on here looks pretty decent. The double stitching where the grip bar is. Again, the leather looks okay. There's some little bit of yellow stitching right there. It's kind of poking through. Right here where the wrist support is stitched into looks, could be better. Again, some more stitching right there. One flaw I found in both gloves was the consistency of the foam in the thumb. So there's foam inside here which goes on the back of your thumb to give you protection, but there's a void right here where the actual foam doesn't stick to the leather like it should. So it almost feels like when you stick your thumb in here, you can get in at the wrong angle and actually go in front of the foam rather than inside of it. So almost like your thumb can be on the outside of the foam, if that makes sense. So that's kind of a flaw. It would be nice if they would fix that. That way there's no way for your thumb to go in the wrong spot. Not that you wouldn't notice that, because I know I would. I mean, when I put my thumb in there, I would be able to feel it right off the bat, but still just kind of a quality issue there. Again, just more of the stitching that could be better. But I know a lot of you guys are like, well, it's Everlast and Everlast. That's what you get what you pay for. And in some cases, you're definitely right about that. I mean, that's kind of the reputation when it comes to some of their gloves. Definitely not their MX gloves. I know their MX gloves usually have some pretty good quality control when it comes to that. But again, here, some of the stitching. And then the inside liner is actually nice though. I do like the inside liner. So the quality is average. Comfort, definitely a comfortable glove. Open these laces up, slide my hand in here. Nice and comfortable. One thing I do like is how deep the finger compartment is. It's nice and broken in. You don't feel the stitching. They actually have a piece of foam or kind of like a rolled piece of liner over the stitching for the finger compartment. Thumb feels good. Nice and parallel. The only issue, like I said earlier, was just the foam. You kind of have to like massage the foam into place because right here, it's kind of loose off of the leather. It's not like completely, I don't know if it's supposed to be stitched in or it's just, they just leave the stitching out, but you kind of have to form and kind of push the foam over just to make sure that it goes over your thumb properly. But nice parallel thumb. So I definitely like that. Nice broken in feel, nice soft. So comfort is definitely there. And one of my most favorite thing about this glove is going to be just that wrist support. Even with me doing that, and it's not even all the way tight, like I have somebody do it for me, you can just feel how good that wrist support feels and how nice and thick this padding is. So you get a really nice sense of your hand being just locked into this glove, both from being able to make a fist, your fingers being nice and deep, your thumb in a perfect spot, good position, all the way down to the wrist support. So I definitely like that. And you can see the glove is really well balanced. It's not top or bottom heavy, so the distribution of weight is good. I mean, it was a ½ ounce underweight, but honestly, you're not gonna be able to notice that. That's more or less just for, obviously, if you're getting into a sanctioned bout and they need that to verify the weight of the gloves. But you know, the comfort of the gloves are definitely there. Great thumb, nice finger compartment, nice and broken in. The wrist support's the big one. Now the protection and performance, again, these are definitely more on the protective end of the spectrum. You get good pop out of these gloves, but they're definitely not like a puncher's glove or a horsehair style fight glove where the foam really pushes in, your knuckles really sink through. With these, you get another layer of protection. So if you're looking for a more protective fight glove, maybe you have a hand injury, maybe you want to use these fight gloves for training, like to hit the mitt, do some limited bag work with this, maybe hit a softer heavy bag. These are awesome for that. I definitely think, you know, in terms of protection, you get some quick pop out of these and your wrist support. So whether or not you lace these up or maybe you have a pair of lacing loops and you lace them up yourself, like I typically do, you know, you get excellent wrist support, excellent knuckle protection, and a good broken in feel with these gloves. So, you know, protection and performance is definitely awesome. I mean, I can't really say anything negative in that regard. I've definitely enjoyed using these. It's just the quality is the area that's really lacking with these gloves in my opinion. Now cost-wise, these are currently going for about $97 through Everlast website. I definitely think that they're worth probably, I would say max I would pay would be maybe $60, $70 just based on the comfort alone, and they're a full genuine leather glove and the protection being as good as it is. It's really kind of a hard glove to score because there's some features on here that you don't get with other fight gloves, like this wrist support and the protection over the knuckle, and it's a really comfortable glove. So those things I love about it. It's just the quality of the glove that's kind of a letdown. And like this foam right here in the thumb that you have to kind of maneuver around to get over your thumb. Those are little quality issues that you shouldn't have to deal with. So that's kind of where the drawback is with these gloves. So for $9,700 is kind of expensive, but I would probably wait. I would still get the gloves. I would just wait to get like a coupon, wait for a big holiday to come around when they really discount these gloves. And I think they also like to discount the gray colored ones. Maybe they're just trying to get rid of those and discontinue that color altogether. So if you can get it discounted during the holidays and get it for $70 and under, then I definitely would pick these gloves up, especially if you're looking for a glove specifically a fight glove that you really want to hit the mitts with, maybe hit the heavy bag with, and you want to work on some speed, but you don't want to sacrifice protection of like a training or a bag glove, these definitely would be a good alternative for that. Just make sure you kind of get it in at a good price point, and don't overpay for these gloves because the quality definitely can be improved. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Protex 3 fight gloves. See you guys next time. Peace.